videos on this motherfucking video.
Welcome, one and all, to the Some Film Snobs podcast with your hosts, Sean Reinert, Matthew Smith, and Jacob Ramos. With our special guest, Nobody. And here's your host, the Snobs. Hi, welcome to Some Film Snobs. I'm
What the fuck?
some
That
guy.
was weird. Your tone was so weird. Hi, welcome to Some Film Snobs.
It's like, hi, I'm Sean Ryder, and welcome to the Some Film Snobs Fire Chat. How you doing?
What were you saying?
It's like, hi, welcome to Some Film Snobs Fire Chat. I'm Sean Reiner.
I'm President Ronald Reagan. I know you didn't do those, but like I just needed a. No.
Jacob is mystery man, like always.
Yeah.
So who is our mystery man today?
Warner von Braun.
Nice. Okay.
Nice.
So today we got so much to talk about.
Well,
because
we missed November, and
we
that's
missed
just
November.
Because, that's just because we've been busy and stuff like that.
Yeah,
so.
I've been working on a short film of my own and the book and all that
Stop
stuff.
coughing.
And Sean's dying of disease.
Most likely.
But yeah, I said, I'm working on my own short film and a novel. Sean, what else are we working on?
Well, we're still working on the short film, and
Yeah.
just like I'm working on my own shit and stuff like that. So, but yeah, we have plenty to go talk about. I'm gonna read a couple articles and we're gonna react to them.
It'll be like that one time we reacted to the plot summary of Terminator Dark Fate.
Yeah, but it's gonna be a lot more clean this time, I swear.
Yeah, we're a
so-
little more reasonable now.
We're gonna talk about a bunch of movies as always, and we're just gonna, just chill. So,
Yeah.
who wants to go first in terms of talking about movies? Matt, Jacob.
You can go first, Matt.
Alright, cool. I'm gonna go first. So, the first thing I want to talk about, I saw 3 films recently. I saw, I had to actually think about it. Fistful of Dollars, I saw that recently.
I got my notes here just in case you needed them, Matt.
Yeah, good, thanks. Okay, so, I saw Fistful of Dollars. I have the whole trilogy, the whole Dollars trilogy, because back in high school, when I was in C-Tech, we watched the very first Dollar film, Fistful of Dollars, and I really liked it, and it made such a strong impact that I bought the whole trilogy.
Wait, what's the second one called?
For a few more dollars.
A few dollars more, something like that.
That
a few
one's
dollars
great.
more, yeah. I haven't
One's
seen the other
intense.
2. I'm gonna get around to that soon.
You've never seen The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly?
Honestly,
I'm a sinner,
the only one I've
okay?
seen in full is The Good, Bad, the Ugly.
That one's my favorite. I'm a bit of a... Yeah, anyway.
Okay, so basically, my feeling on the film is it's a very good starting, like, Western film. It's a very good first movie. It sets up the story pretty well, I'd say. Even though technically the third film is actually the first film or something weird like that. One thing I like about this film is that it's not too slow. It's actually a really well-paced movie. It's really short, too, for a Leone film, actually.
For a Leone film, yeah, it's only
That's like 90
2 hours.
minutes. It's like...
Not really?
The other ones are over 2 hours or something. Of course, the king of like the long movie is Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
And you mean America?
I keep doing that all day. I've been doing that with I did that with a Fistful of Dollars. I kept saying The Good and the Bad and the Ugly, despite the fact that I clearly didn't see that one. So I've been having that kind of brain kind of farts all day. No, Once Upon a Time in America. This is America. No.
This is America.
Don't catch me slipping now. We're white.
Well, 2 of us
Except
are.
Jacob.
Yeah, exactly. Now, seriously though, basically, I like the movie. I think it's a good starting movie. Clint Eastwood's really good. A weird thing to nitpick about that little kid.
Oh,
Does
yeah.
this whine All he ever does is whine.
Well, child actors were just.
Yeah, I know, but no, even for child actors, like Jake Lloyd could look back and then go, "My God, does he ever shut up?"
You also have to think like it's a dub, so.
That's true, and not even the kid. I'm sure if it was the kid itself, himself, he'd be fine.
Italian films were kind of weird in their process back then, where everybody spoke in their native languages, but they dubbed it anyway.
I always prefer subtitles.
Yeah,
over,
but like Jacob, if you were to
dubs.
watch like something like Suspiria, when they filmed Suspiria, the original Suspiria, not the remake, everybody spoke in their native languages, so it was all like German.
A girl in my film club. She
it's kind of like
she really liked
the way
the
you're
remake.
describing it, Sean.
Oh yeah, the remake's great. I'm not.
The way you're
denying
describing
that.
this process, Sean, it's like I'm imagining a weird version of I forgot what the name of the movie is. The Night Stalin Died or something like that. It's a comedy. It's a black comedy film. And, all these actors are playing these Russian figures. You got, like, Steve Buscemi, and, with his normal accent, you got, like...
I always think of that funny meme of him with his eyes bulging.
No.
No, my favorite Steve Buscemi meme is, "How do you do, fellow kids?" That's my favorite.
Or the God one.
Oh, yeah, the one where he's gone.
Or he's like, "You ever think God is afraid of what he's created?" Or something like that. Or he says,
Yeah.
"You ever think God stays in heaven because he too lives in fear of what he's created?" Or something like that, I think. Did I say it right?
Yeah, I think you said it right.
Yeah. All I was trying to say was basically it's kind of like a similar process to that movie I mentioned, the Stalin thing, where it's like everybody speaks in their native. Well, in that case, it was native accent, but they all still spoke English. In your case, I was like Suspiria and
what I'm saying
all the
is,
Leone films, because Once Upon a Time in America and
no
the West, they
matter-
probably all spoke English.
What I'm saying is, no matter what version of like, let's say, The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly you watch, it's always a dub.
Yeah,
Because
that's
that's just the way everything was filmed back then. It's for Italy. It's a bizarre process. It never made a lot of sense to me, but it probably did to them.
I mean, the only thing, if I were trying to replicate the style of Leone's films, the only thing I wouldn't keep is that dubbing.
Well, yeah.
And what I mean is, I would have the characters speak their native language, even if you have to read. And of course, maybe speak English occasionally if it contextually makes sense.
Yeah. But anyway, what were you were still talking about Fistful of Dollars?
Yeah, no.
We kind of got off track there.
Yeah, basically, a really well written movie, kind of like a superhero movie, actually, but not like the Marvel superheroes. It's like one of the older superhero movies, yeah. And I just love the whole, he's beaten up, he hides in the cave, and he, trains himself to shoot with his other hand. It's a great sequence, because it gets sort of a similar. And then, of course, you get that
Sergio
ending.
Leone is all about visual storytelling.
Yeah.
Not true. Frankly, that's a good point, because he has great visuals,
Yeah.
So I have 2 more films to talk about. Let's get to them quickly.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have a movie I've seen more than once, and I recently got in 4K. First Blood. The
Love
original, not Part 2, not Rambo 3, not Rambo 4, not John Rambo. What's the new one? Oh, Rambo 5. Remember?
That is so confusing how it goes from
Goddamn.
First Blood to Rambo First Blood Part 2 to Rambo 3 to Rambo 5.
Yeah, they should just... sequel names aside, the first movie is a really good movie.
I've actually never seen any of the Rambo films in full.
The first
Always
one...
bits and pieces.
The first one you would probably like the most, probably.
Yeah, I mean, it is a really good film.
It's really solid.
The second film was probably just like, well...
Second film's entertaining garbage.
He's gotta go back to Vietnam. He's gotta go back to Nam.
Why the fuck is my dog barking? Anyway.
Because
Dad's home?
I said Vietnam and scared the dog.
Nam movies are usually heartbreaking.
No, yeah, but like,
Rambo's just like, fuck it, right?
I don't have repressed I don't have any traumatic memories anymore.
Every time I think of Rambo, I think of that joke in Hot Shots where it's like, the guys are just completely missing, like Charlie Sheen, and then Charlie Sheen just shoots them all in one go. And it's like, high score! Or something like that. They have like a score meter.
Ah, sounds like an airplane movie.
It's
like
so
a good
stupid,
movie.
I love it.
But no, I mean,
Hot
here's
Shots
the thing.
Part Deux. Watch it.
Stallone actually does a good job in this movie. He's actually pretty good in this movie, especially that big emotional breakdown at the end of the movie.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that is really powerful acting, you know? Nobody gives him credit as an actor or a director or anything because the movie's like, Stop or My Mom Will Shoot or something, you know?
I think people give him credit, but I also think it just has to do with the roles he chooses a lot of the time. Like, he's not known for being, like, an A-list actor all the time.
No. I mean, like...
Well, I think it was mainly, like, his 80s action phase that, like, ruined his reputation as an actor.
I mean, like,
what was that movie where he's
and,
a truck driver and he does the arm wrestling? Fuck.
Over the Top.
Over the Top?
What was the one where he played, like, the cop, Cobra, or whatever?
Cobra.
Oh, there was Cobra, yeah, then there was also, he did Judge Dredd. I am the law.
Oh, yeah, Judge Dredd, that's awful.
I am the law.
Especially compared to the remake.
Oh, yeah,
I know, I love the remake.
The remake is way better.
Like, it's awesome. Like, Carl Urban's a great Dredd, you know? He takes it really seriously. And he looked and sounded an acting part.
But, yeah,
But, the 90s Judge Dredd is more like a guilty pleasure film. Wait, you know, there's one movie I want to see of his on Blu-ray. So ASMR. Anyway. There's this. The one movie I kind of want to see on Blu-ray is Rhinestone.
Oh, is that the movie with, like...
Dolly Parton, you better get that Blu-ray out there, because I know you're a woman of enterprise. You're a woman with industry. Please, can we get Rhinestone on 4K Blu-ray?
All right, Matt, First Blood.
Yeah, I know. You know what, Sean? This is a podcast. This isn't some Film Snobs, the review channel.
I'm teasing you, bro.
Well, I'm so mad right now.
Sure. Anyway.
No. In all seriousness, though, First Blood. So the action's good, and I like the fact they don't have him kill, which is weird because like all the other ones, he's a murder machine. But like in this first film, you feel sorry for Rambo. You really genuinely feel sorry for him because he's mistreated for no reason.
He does kind of kill, but it's unintentional.
What I mean is, unlike Rambo 2 and 3, where it's like, shooting everybody with a machine gun. You know, the first movie, one accidental death, maybe a couple of injuries, but like, he just wants to not.
What you're saying basically is the first film takes itself more seriously compared to the other ones.
More seriously compared to the other two, and also.
Other two, aren't there like 4 now?
There's
five.
Like 5.
there's 5 movies.
There's 4 others.
The last 4 basically are just action films with Stallone in them. Colonel Troutman's good. He's a good character. You know,
Colonel Troutman's awesome.
He's an important character, and he's the one that sort of. And
your men better get something. What? A good supply of body bags.
He has that line. And here's the thing. I'm glad they went with the ending they went with because even though they decide that there was no sequel, there's no way we can do more, it would be a more solid ending than having this guy die.
Well, you just told Jacob the original ending.
Sorry, Jacob, I didn't really... I keep forgetting you haven't seen, like, all of this.
Well, in the book, the original ending was that Rambo kills himself, and the movie they tried filming that, but the test audience didn't like it, so of course they were like, keep him alive.
Yeah.
And it actually doesn't interfere with the movie at all, surprisingly. It's really well integrated.
Yeah, no, they did. They did do a good job. I haven't seen 2 or 3 or 4, so I can't give you my opinions on that. But yeah, Rambo
or 5,
1,
or 6, or 7, or 8, or 9, or 10,
or 12. But the first
25.
Rambo is a great film. I mean, a real good film. Really, you have to check it out. Now, the last movie, and this is what I want to talk about a little bit more in depth. Sinatra. It's not a
Frank
movie per se.
Sinatra?
It's a TV miniseries.
There was a TV movie based on Sinatra.
Yeah, and I mean, so here's the thing. It's about 4 hours long. It goes from his life when he's a child to his life as an adult, and basically ends with, like, the later years of his life. Not like the 90s, but like 72 and 74.
Yeah.
And really the thing I found my point of view is that there are a lot of his songs throughout the movie, but you don't really get a focus of him as a performer. It's more about his personal relationships with his wife, with Ava Gardner, with Mia Farrow for a few minutes or something. And that's really, like, the romance and personal life is more the focus of this miniseries than his life as an entertainer. Which, I mean, granted, his personal life had a lot of drama in it. So I could see why they focused on that.
Yeah, they mad mob ties.
Oh yeah, they do
yeah.
briefly, they kind of reference that, actually. It's interesting to note they reference it. It's more... They don't make it out like he's a member of the mob, but like it makes it obvious that he has some tie with the mob.
Yeah,
Sort of.
This was like an estate-approved
Sort
thing.
of. Yeah, this is a Sinatra-approved thing. Sinatra was alive when they made this.
Mm.
Really?
This was made in 1992. He died in 98.
I didn't
So
know
this
it was
is
made,
a-
but I didn't know it was made around then. I thought it was the 2000s, but anyway.
No, yeah, it's a 90s thing. It got production values, and because it's official, because it was approved by Sinatra, they got to use those master recordings, baby! Ah, the good stuff. The kind of stuff that the Kurt Russell Elvis film should have had.
I've actually
they
been
did.
listening to Sinatra lately.
Yeah, no, it's got a good soundtrack. My
Sinatra's
feeling
great.
is, they didn't use My Way in the film.
How dare
Like,
they?
Well, let me
That's my
clarify.
theme song.
They use it at the end credits of part 2. But they didn't use the song in the movie.
That's my
You
theme
know,
song. How dare they?
Look, I'm gonna
joking.
spoil it. I'm gonna spoil the movie for you about a real life person. He retires. In real life, he retired in 1972, I believe. They don't get-
Spoiler, Matt. Jesus.
You never see the retirement concert. You never see the concert where he retired. All you get is, after 2 years of being away from touring, Frank Sinatra, the chairman of the board, is back again, lads. Get your bow ties out and get your cigarettes. Frank Sinatra's back. Old Blue Eyes is back. And he does That's Life, which is a great song and all. It should have been My Way. My Way sums up a whole life better than That's Life. Although, actually, no, That's Life does actually, too.
That's life ever since the Joker. It's just reminding me like that. Ever since the Joker, I can't get that song like out of like I always connect that song with Joker now, and that's pretty bad.
I don't. You know what? No. You want to know what's bad? How about if you connect that song with Tony
Whoa.
Hawk,
Well,
Underground 2?
that song wasn't in Joker, but he in the ending. He says like, what he was gonna say before they cut him off on the camera is "That's life."
Oh, really?
Like you remember after he shoots.
Yeah.
And he
After
goes
he
towards the
I
camera.
think I do, yeah.
You wouldn't get it.
No, not that.
No, that whole ending.
No, when he's still on TV.
Oh,
Like,
yeah,
he's
yeah,
like-
yeah,
He
yeah.
like, but he grabs the camera and he's like, "That's light," and then it cuts off. or whatever.
Oh, okay.
And it plays that.
Yeah. I know they actually
Like
played it, though,
technical
in the
difficulties
movie.
or thing.
They did, at the end, at the very end. That scene where he's walking in the asylum, running in the asylum.
Where
I
he's
mean.
running away. Yeah.
Here's the thing.
I'm gonna roll
Sean, let me
Yeah.
tell you what I think of when I think of That's Life. I think of the video game Tony Hawk Underground 2.
What?
Yeah, that's in the game. That's the credits music. That's Life by Frank Sinatra. In a Tony
The
Hawk
skater
game.
game.
Yup. Of all the songs to include. I mean, it's a great song, but still, of all the songs to include, That's Life.
I would expect like a lot of punk rock and.
Yeah, I would
skateboard
expect
games.
like The Offspring or like Green Day or something.
Yeah, Green
Oh, there
Day.
was.
Like,
I'm pretty sure Green Day was in the
What?
soundtrack to American Wasteland. But no, yeah, there was some of that in the soundtrack. But yeah, no, the end credit music is "That's Life" by Frank Sinatra.
that is so
God
funny.
damn it, man!
It's random. I know. I dominated today.
I'm just playing. I'm also playing Fortnite on low volume.
Nice. Enjoy that gaming life, brother. doing things. Here's the thing. Philip Kasanoff. I hope I say his name right. He plays Frank Sinatra. He's actually really good in the film in terms of the acting performance. But there's this weird nitpick I have about the film. So, Sean, you know how when you film a music video, you have the performer sing the song, even if it's on playback?
Yeah, it's because of your throat movements and all that.
Yeah, that way it's more believable. That way the illusion is kept that you're singing.
They don't do that, do they?
Not really, no. He moves his mouth. Maybe.
Okay.
I don't... That's what I picked up, like, during That's Life and things like that. And it looks really weird, too. Like, almost overdone, even, for Frank Sinatra.
It's kind of funny, actually.
Frank...
I just imagine the image in my head.
It probably isn't even that bad, but, like, the thing is, his acting is good. He's got the performance part, like, the dialogue stuff down pretty well.
Yeah.
It's more... In terms of movement, he gets the performance. Because Frank Sinatra was not, like, the most graceful performer in the world. You know, he didn't do much. He was more stiff than Elvis was in his later years.
Well, yeah, he's a different kind of artist.
That's true. He is a different kind of performer. And, you know, I will say, though, did you know that they performed together?
What?
Yeah, there was a Frank Sinatra thing had a show. He had a special. And he had a guest. Elvis was a guest on that show. Elvis sang Witchcraft, and Frank Sinatra sang Love Me Tender.
Hmm.
It's actually really, really interesting and kind of cool because, like, you get these two guys together. I know Scorsese was going to do the Frank Sinatra biopic, and I know that the family didn't approve the mob ties or whatever. Like, it all depends. I have no idea what they were going to go for with his movie. Either A, he was going to do a movie about Frank Sinatra's whole life, and would briefly mention the mob ties, because how are you going to fit, like, 70 years of life? No, hold on. It's 1915, so...
Make it 3.5 hours long and have people complain that it's too long.
3.5 hours?
It was a joke, Matt, because The Irishman is 3.5 hours long and people are complaining that it's 3.5
Really?
hours long.
Seriously? People? Are you fucking kidding?
Matt, in this ADHD-ridden world, honestly...
How many years has it been since Wolf of Wall Street? 6 years, right? Yeah, 6 years. How is it in 6 years a 3.5 hour movie is too long? This is the same people that sat through Endgame without any trouble.
Well,
You're telling me that 3.5 hours is too much for this ADHD-ridden society?
Well, if you do have ADHD, like I have severe
No.
ADHD.
I don't mean people with ADHD. I mean your metaphor for short attention spans.
The metaphor, yeah.
Yeah, the metaphoric ADHD,
Like,
not
I have to-
people
like,
who
I
have
have
to
to,
suffer
like,
from it. You know.
I have to take breaks, like, during that kind of thing. Like...
Yeah.
During what kind of thing?
All I'm saying, let me try and dial
Sorry,
it back
what, Jake?
a little.
Sorry, what,
I
Jacob?
said during what kind of thing you need breaks?
Oh, like,
Irishman.
for like any movie that's over, like, 3.5 hours long, like, I need to, like, breathe. Because, you know, like, I need my time, like, my brain to process everything, you know? That makes any sense?
I just wanted to dial back.
That's how bad my ADHD is sometimes.
Basically, all my point is, is it really getting that bad? Now, like I said, with this miniseries, there's like this whole... With the miniseries, there's like this whole focus on, again, just the interpersonal relationships. Nancy Sinatra, his first wife, played by Gina Gershon. You know her?
No.
You do. You ever see the movie Showgirls?
No, I haven't, Matt.
She was the, like, rival stripper to, Elizabeth Berkley's stripper.
What?
Oh,
Showgirls is a
Matt
Paul
mentions
Verhoeven
Showgirls
movie.
a lot.
And I don't know why. I really don't. You know what it is? It's because I thought
Because
I
you
would
like
at least...
strippers, Matt. You like naughty, dirty strippers.
It's
and
not
you just
even
don't
that
want to admit it.
arousing. It's not that erotic. There's so many tits in it. You kind of just can't. Your hard-on dies and like halfway through because you've seen so many tits, and you don't want to
Matt
jerk off.
admitted he had a hard-on for Showgirls, confirmed.
No, I didn't. That's the thing. I didn't even have one. That's how bad. That's not good. That's not good. Like at all. I should not be taking Viagra to watch a dirty movie.
Oh my god.
Here's the thing. It's not a porno. I will be honest. It's not a porn, and I don't think it's supposed to be arousing. It's supposed to be overdone and over. Here's the thing. Let me give you a couple of highlights. So there's a pool sex scene. You got oh fuck, I forgot his name. Kyle MacLachlan. No, that's not it. That might be it. Hold on. The guy. He is the lead in not Stranger Things. Shit. Sorry.
Get back to Sinatra because you're losing track.
You're right. Well, you know
Yeah,
what?
we're
We'll talk
going
about
way
Showgirls
off
some
track.
other time. I gotta rewatch that
Yeah.
so I can really talk about it. What was that, Jacob? I talked
So
over
we're
you.
going way off track.
I was gonna say.
Welcome to Some Film Snobs podcast. We go off topic all the time. Anyway, to finish Sinatra, let's get Sinatra out of the way. Basically, the Frank Sinatra miniseries is pretty good, I'd say. Good drama. I like that they kind of do reference some of his movies and things. They have... It's certainly more than the Elvis miniseries any Elvis portrayal has ever done. At least the two big ones. Because, like, yeah, Jonathan Rhys-Meyer one has, like, a reference to Clam Bake, where they shoot a scene on a green screen and all that. But, like, Frank Sinatra is in costume for the detective. He's in costume for Anchors Away. They talk about the scripts. You see some stuff. You see him audition for From Here to Eternity. And all that. And it's interesting and all good and well done. And, the one big thing, I keep saying the one big thing, a lot of things I'm thinking is, number one, did we need to see his childhood? Well, maybe, but maybe not. Number two, some of the audio mixing's a little off. Like, some of the vocals...
it's a TV movie.
Some of the vocals sound muffled. And I don't know why. And, good songs, a decent song selection, but at the same time, there's no Strangers in the Night. There's no My Way in the series itself. I'm trying to think of other songs. There are a couple other ones. No Luck Be a Lady Tonight at all. Frank Sinatra never performs It Was a Very Good Year. It's in the movie though. And all kind of other stuff like that, basically nitpicks more than anything else. But overall, good movie, really well done. So,
Right.
one last thing I want to say. Kyle MacLachlan, that is his name. That's the actor's name.
Okay.
I just want to get that out of the way.
I love how you were like still thinking about it. I don't know
mean,
why
like-
it makes me laugh.
Dude, you have to see the movie in order to get how weird it is.
Well, anyway, Jacob, do you want to go or should I go?
You could go.
All right. I'm gonna try to be a little more brief with some of these. So, a lot of these watches I've had. I'll save the big one for last. A lot of these watches I've had were really just me making up missed opportunity to see these films and stuff like that. And those two films, there's a series, and I'll talk about that. You see it in the title. Creed 2 and Rocket Man. So let's start off with Rocket Man first. I liked Rocket Man better than Bohemian Rhapsody. It's still not a perfect movie by any means, but I think it was solid, pretty solid. I really like the musical aspect of it. It felt very self-aware that some of what was going on was bullshit, and I think I appreciate that. I think there's even a line where Elton's manager, I forget his name. It's the same guy that fucked over Freddie Mercury. Said something like,
John Reed.
John Reed said something like, "This ain't no musical fantasy" or something like that, and I was like, okay, so I'm self-aware.
Said something like that, like
I appreciate this.
something about magic. He did. Yeah.
So while it might not be for everyone, it's pretty solid. I liked a lot of the cinematography. I liked a lot of the weird experimental stuff that was in the film, like when he tries to kill himself in the pool, and that's when
I
Rocket
love
Man
that.
starts,
That
and he's
was
all
cool
in the
stuff.
all in the water and stuff.
That was some
I
really
love
cool
that.
stuff.
And
I mean, the funny thing is that
I don't know. The movie felt like it had more soul than Bohemian Rhapsody.
No,
Bohemian Rhapsody really didn't have like a soul to me.
They had to make a PG-13 movie so they could make money, you know?
And that's not necessarily the problem. No, the problem's not the rating. It's the problem is the way the story is structured and the way.
Well, the thing is that you have to understand that this is not a movie that had a few.
Bohemian Rhapsody feels more corporate. Is what I'm basically saying.
Let me explain this. What my understanding is. Basically, Bohemian Rhapsody is a film made of years and years of people tinkering with the same movie. There were so many cooks in the kitchen that
which could probably explain a lot of what was that film's result.
I'm sure they had gone in with the idea of a R-rated or just even a PG-13 rated, hard PG-13 rated Queen movie, like a Walk the Line PG-13. Then people would have an easier time accepting.
Now thinking about that movie is pretty safe.
Walk the Line?
No, Bohemian Rhapsody.
Yeah.
What did he say about it, though?
Rocketman tends to experiment with the biopic idea, and I like it for that reason. Morally.
Yeah. What do you think of the acting?
Taron Egerton was fantastic.
Oh yeah, he's great.
He was the perfect choice for that.
Yeah.
And I can't see it being anybody else. And I like the fact that he doesn't sound necessarily like Elton.
Well, I mean, it is a musical. It's not a biopic.
Well, a lot of biopics try to make it sound similar, and I'm glad this movie didn't go for that.
Well, again, like I said, it's a proper musical. It's not.
Yeah.
Are you still? Well, they're both British, I guess, at least, right?
Yeah, they're both British.
Yeah, they're both British. It wasn't hard for Taron to do a British accent when he is British.
Yeah. And I like another thing I like is I like the use of the group therapy as like a metaphor, or as like a way to drive the story.
It's a good storytelling device.
And it's so funny seeing him like in costume walking in, and then it's just like a bunch of patients, and he's in this devil costume. Like, what's up?
I love the costume.
I'm here.
It's just such a nice. The costumes are great.
But
it's an Elton John movie, so of course these costumes are gonna be great. And you were saying overall,
even though I wouldn't consider it a perfect movie, I'd say it's pretty solid. Definitely a little bit more soul compared to Bohemian Rhapsody. Solid 4 out of 5, maybe. I know it's really generous, but that's how much I liked it. I felt great after watching it.
I mean, you have to say it's generous. Like, if you like it, you like it, man. Like,
well, normally I'm a pretty conservative grader, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, I guess it makes sense.
Me.
Anyway, so the other film I watched was Creed 2, and I liked the first Creed. I didn't think it was a great movie, but I thought it was pretty solid. A pretty solid start to a new kind of Rocky, because it's in the Rocky universe.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Creed 2 just takes it up a notch slightly. I wouldn't call this a great movie either, but I'd call it really, really good. I like the fact that it explores many new ideas, like Ivan Drago after Rocky 4, because they gave Ivan Drago more of like a character in this movie compared to Rocky 4. Rocky 4, he was just big guy in Russia, muscle.
I am the bad guy.
And this he's like, they all abandoned me, yada yada yada, and I'm like, I like that. That's interesting.
Yeah, well.
But even though his son had barely anything to say. His son was just there. Sure. It was just like, hi. But, so I like the stuff with, it felt very similar to Rocky 2, which is what I think they were trying to go for. Because Creed has a kid, stuff like that. Rocky had a kid in the second movie. They explored this arc with Rocky and his son, how he hasn't spoken to his son in forever. And, that was really good.
In the movie, is this even in the movie?
Sage Stallone? Is that
him? I saw Creed 2.
Yeah, you did. You saw it in theaters.
I forgot about it.
Was that was that Sage Stallone?
Fan.
I think it's Stallone's actual son.
No, I'm just talking about the actor who plays, like, Just the character of Rocky's son, is he in the
Oh,
movie?
yeah, he's in the movie
Yeah,
at the end.
it was like a whole scene at the end. Yeah,
Yeah.
where he's like, "You're my grandson." Hey. But like,
Yeah,
Well, I know, like, off the podcast, you said in our group chat you saw Rocky or Creed 2 and that you liked it, and I said I thought it blew. It blew.
yeah, I'm just curious about
'Cause
why that is, because I never asked.
It was I just it just kind of felt unfocused to me.
I could see that. I
Like
could see that.
too many different like types of stories going on, and not really commitment to a singular one.
I think I just really appreciate that it tried doing that. I mean, not a lot of Rocky films really did that, and
Yeah.
it felt something. It felt new to me, I guess. Especially the stuff with Ivan Drago, like that stuff was really interesting.
Yeah.
But I can see what you mean. I can totally see what you mean.
I wonder
Now that
if
you
Creed
mention
3
it.
is gonna have Rocky die or something. Like,
Apparently, he's not even gonna be in it.
oh man, he's gonna die off screen. That's
Yeah, which is gonna fucking kill me because
like,
Rocky 1 is one of my all-time favorite
why
movies.
can't they
It's
just
like,
let him die on screen with like a really,
I have a list. It's like number 2, and I'm gonna fucking bawl my eyes out if I see a grave that says Rocky.
I know.
But yeah, Creed 2, solid movie. Is
Yeah.
it great? No. Is it really really good? Yeah. Check it out. At least for my recommendation. The other thing I want to talk about, I know Jacob has watched the first episode of this, but I've watched every episode that's been released so far. The Mandalorian. Jacob, you want to talk about your views first before I get into mine, because I have to like take a second
Oh
to
yeah, because
breathe.
you've seen a lot
Yeah.
more than I have.
Mm.
Well,
But
so the first episode, I thought it was good, but it didn't really grab me enough to want to keep watching, to be honest.
Yeah.
I don't know, like, I'm kind of, like, sick of Star Wars, to be honest.
No, what do you expect when like it's shoved down
Mike
your throat
Stokowski?
every day?
Is that you?
Yeah, kinda. I don't know. I'm not really feeling Star Wars anymore. I swear, man.
I'm not either, but I gave this a chance, and I was just like, okay, let's see what they can do. This looks different enough, and it's different. It's like people hate calling it a western, but it's basically a space western. What Star Wars is supposed to be.
What,
Star Wars is.
Mandalorian? Is
Yeah.
a space western?
I call it a space western.
Well, I mean, from the first episode, it does have a very Clint Eastwood vibe.
Yeah, and I don't know. After the first episode, it keeps that vibe. Like there's this huge, because Leone films, that's what it feels like. It feels like a Leone film a lot of the times. Has this huge adventure aspect to it, and The Mandalorian really has that. Except it's a TV show and not a 3.5-hour movie. And so far it's pretty solid. I don't know. I mean, it's pretty great compared to other things Disney's done with Star Wars, at least for me. Even though I thought Force Awakens was good, Last Jedi is a bit weird. I know I've said that. I still
Solo is kind of forgettable.
so is just there, and Rogue One's pretty good. But
Yeah.
no, I wouldn't consider any of them great.
Okay,
And
so
Mandalorian's pretty great.
all I'm gonna ask is anything else you
what
want
do
to talk about?
Well, I just want to say, I guess, one more thing in The Mandalorian real quick.
Oh, okay.
The weird release schedule of it, I know a lot of people are complaining about that. I'm not, but a lot of people are. That the fact that it's a weekly release schedule instead of just you can binge watch it, which
You know what? Frankly, I think it's a good idea. It's different.
Okay, I'll say, alright, my opinion on this is, I actually prefer weekly, because I feel
Yeah.
like the whole binge thing encourage a really unhealthy
yeah,
lifestyle.
I agree with you 100%.
It does.
But, like, it's kind of like, it does, like, feel like there is that monetary angle, though.
Yeah,
Of just, like, we're gonna
Just
keep
what I
you
was gonna
on.
get at.
Yeah, we're gonna just keep
You
we're gonna
on your
keep
Disney
you
feeding
by
tube.
having, Yep, exactly.
But
buy,
give us
buy,
your
buy
money.
from us, yeah.
Give us your fucking wallet.
But
By
yeah,
the
I
way,
do
we're gonna
see
censor the word
the
"fuck"
health-
in Adventures in Babysitting.
But on the health side, I do prefer
Yeah.
The,
So, I know the series isn't finished yet, so I'm not gonna give a huge. I mean, the season isn't finished yet.
Yeah.
But so I'm gonna keep my opinions pretty, vague for now until I finally get to finish the season. But so far,
Sounds good.
it's pretty good.
Nice.
Couple filler episodes, but they make the filler interesting.
Well, that's good because any series that can make the filler interesting, that's a good thing.
Yeah. So, Jacob, you've been telling me to see this
Oh,
film, and I
okay.
haven't yet.
which one?
The Lighthouse.
Huh.
Oh. Is it my turn?
Yeah.
I guess so.
Okay.
I mean,
I'm sorry, I kind of transitioned roughly there.
I'm surprised actually.
The
Hey,
Lighthouse.
yo.
So I saw this movie. Wait, what, Matt?
Nothing.
So I saw this movie, The Lighthouse, with another friend of ours, or mainly a friend of mine that I tried to introduce to you guys, but he doesn't really talk in here.
I've been talking
Anyways,
to him. What are you talking about?
Well, I said in here. because I
Oh
told-
yeah.
Anyways, I saw it with another friend, Jake. He's also named Jake.
Multiple Jakes.
There's a lot of Jakes in our friend group. Anyways, and he fucking loved the movie, but he's more of a fan of those like more artsy, I guess, auteur movies.
Yeah.
But I just thought it was a really good film. Very well shot. It's very eerie too. Cause like this is something that actually would go on in the 19th century, where you would just have. I actually learned about this when I went to Maine, where these men would just go out for like 4 or 6 weeks at a time and man the lighthouses, and they'd be isolated from everything
Yeah.
just for weeks.
Just gotta fucking suck, by the way.
Yeah.
I bet. No human
Well,
civilization.
that's,
Perfect if you're a hermit.
That's what the movie's basically goes into, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds interesting. I know Robert Pattinson's in it, And the thing is, I think he's a good actor. I think he doesn't get a fair
He's
shake
a good
lot
actor.
of
I
time.
actually saw him in The King too. Recently, I
Oh,
watched that movie,
Nice,
The King.
nice.
Is
He's-
that good?
Yeah, it is. It's okay. It could be better, but I
Yeah.
think it's a decent film.
Okay. I'll have to check it out. But yeah. So, what are your final thoughts on the Lighthouse? You
My
think
thoughts
it's
on The
good?
Lighthouse, very. I don't know. It really puts you in the world or the head of the characters very well, especially with the camera placement and how
Ah.
things were shot.
Sounds good.
And a lot of depth to the characters. Willem Dafoe is amazing in it.
Yeah. I
And
bet.
Robert Pattinson is a really underrated actor.
Yeah. Robert Egger, that's his name, right? Seems to have like a really good grasp of that, filmmaking concept. Because we saw Jacob and I, you and I watched The Witch, which he also directed.
Oh, that's actually what like Jake said. He was like, "This is
Did
what
you
made me
guys-
want to see it." The Witch.
Yeah.
Did you guys do like a quick take on that one back when quick take
Yeah,
was
we
a
did.
thing?
Yeah. a
Was
while
that
ago.
was that
That-
episode 1 or was it episode 2?
It might have been episode 2.
I think it might be one actually,
Oh, it might be 1?
because
been so long.
remember we talked a lot about horror movies in the
Yeah.
first. No wait, actually, I think it was 2. You're right, it was 2.
Yeah.
Because
I
one
remember
we
we
did
talked
like
about
Raw
Raw in
and Room. Yeah.
And we have a meme from
You know.
that one.
Bite your finger off.
Oh my God, the Raw clip or meme. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's about family.
And that's so powerful about it. Anyway,
Yeah.
yeah.
This should be like our slogan.
Yeah. That should be our slogan, yeah. Anyway.
Thank you, Carrie Fisher from the grave. But yeah,
But
Anyway.
I don't know. Actually, now I'm thinking about it, I saw a few things. So
Oh,
I
okay.
also watched
Go ahead.
on Netflix. I watched American History X,
Mm.
what a
which
fantastic film.
that is an amazing movie.
Saw it in
Man,
high
I wish there was more controversial art. I feel like art that conforms is kind of boring.
Well, the thing
Because
is,
that
like,
movie
a lot
really
of people
does,
play
I
it safe
guess,
now.
challenge ideas.
Yeah. Like, that film was
It was
very
about
challenging
love.
for the time, and it's still very challenging for a lot of people.
But it's
Um,
such a powerful movie.
It's so powerful. I love it. I saw it in high school, and probably not the age to watch it, but like.
Yeah, that is not a film that is like easy to like absorb.
Yeah, well, I was in like 11th grade too, so like. I mean, I guess I could have handled it, but at the same time, I was like, I don't know. But
maybe not the best choice at the time.
Have you seen this movie, Matt?
No, I haven't. It's not. I just
oh
haven't seen
god,
it.
don't tell him about the curb stomp scene.
I know about that scene.
Oh god.
Oh man.
I'm ashamed to say it's in one of our unreleased videos
Scene's horrible.
as a reference.
I mean, it's
supposed to be.
It's great filmmaking, but
It's supposed to be horrific. Yeah. But remember, we did a commentary on High School Musical 2?
Did we mention that in the High School Musical commentary?
Yes, we did. Yes, we did.
Oh my god.
And I mean, it's funnier when you just see it. It's great, you know. But I just lost the inspiration to make that video. Basically, it happens, you know. You're making a commentary and you realize.
We mentioned that anyway.
Yeah.
Then again, we did talk about how High School Musical is about communism and all that.
Yeah, so really, at some point, you know, referencing American History X is not a surprise anymore. It's now expected.
Well, sorry to interrupt you, Jacob.
Yeah, sorry, Jacob, but you know.
But well, I mean, that's all I had to say. It's a great
All right.
film.
It's powerful. Well, we got. I guess that's it for.
I guess
movies.
so, because I thought somebody would talk about The Irishman. I didn't see it.
I didn't see it.
I watched like an hour of it. Pretty good so far.
Okay. Nice. I want to see it too. Scorsese's work is good.
I heard you paint houses.
Yeah.
You guys haven't seen it yet, so you probably don't know what
No,
I'm talking
I know
about.
that line. That was the title of the book, actually. That they based it on. Yeah. I know what.
So,
Thanks.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
I knew this would happen. Anyway,
Yeah.
so we got a couple topics to talk about. I guess I was gonna talk about more than one article, but I'm gonna eliminate one just for like I don't want to go on too long.
No, I get it. Yeah, I kind of rambled too much today.
We're gonna get rid of the Watchmen one. Obviously, we're gonna talk about
Oh,
this
God,
Watchmen
yeah, do
article, but yeah, it's probably a good idea.
Please don't, because I really hate it already, and I didn't even watch Watchmen.
It's not good, but
I've
anyway,
heard that.
so remember that Sonic movie that everybody was complaining about?
Yes, I do.
Well, it got quote unquote better.
I'd say it got better.
I say quote unquote better.
You don't say quote unquote.
Because he does look better character design wise, but he doesn't fit in. That's my problem. It doesn't fit in now with what they were going with. It feels like they were they had to redo everything.
One
quickly.
thing everyone's forgetting, like you even tweeted a meme about this, Sean. You retweeted a meme about it where it's like, okay, Sonic looks fine now, but this movie still looks like shit.
Yeah, it still looks like shit. Like, what is wrong with people?
You know,
I know.
Just because you got something doesn't mean it makes it better.
It's like I've seen like I usually like Yong, but like on that he's kind of cringe. On the whole Sonic thing.
It's
like, dude, this movie still looks garbage.
It still looks bad.
I'm probably gonna see it anyway because.
I'm gonna see it drunk. I mean, hell yeah.
Don't do that. Don't waste your brain cells. Just see the movie itself. You'll lose brain
I got
cells
nothing
just the
else to
same.
do.
Hey.
That's like the perfect drunk movie. You watch with your friends and you're like, oh, this is stupid.
For Valentine's Day, we're gonna have to do that one.
Yeah. So,
Nobody. Anyway.
I guess that was that.
I just don't. Really, I don't.
I guess
I don't know.
I don't care anymore. Anyway.
Anyway.
So I guess who here has Disney Plus? I know I have it. Jacob, did you even get a trial or?
I have my cousins actually.
Well, you have it in some way. Yeah.
So, what do you think of it? Because I kind of like it, but at the same time, it's overwhelming as all hell.
I really haven't used it other than watching that one episode.
Yeah. Like,
So
I've explored all the
know what
movies
you're
that are on
telling
there and stuff like that, and I've made a watch list, and there's actually plenty on there. I was quite impressed. Plenty of more adult stuff too. Like that's what kind of like shocked me a little bit, because Disney, you think, oh, it's gonna be just full of kids films, and no, it's not. Like, they had Roger Rabbit on there. They had some of the PG-13 stuff. They had some Fox stuff on there and all that. Of course, they have Star Wars, but but there's pretty good amount of stuff on there, and if you get there was like a Hulu plan where you get Hulu, Disney, and ESPN Plus, and you get Hulu and stuff. So I have Hulu and Disney, so it works out for me perfectly. I like it though so far, and they have plenty of 4K content too, so I've been able to utilize the TV downstairs to its full potential. Yeah, it's pretty good. I like it. I would encourage exploration. No. So, I want to talk about this because I know Matt is feeling the same way I am. So, James Dean, they are bringing him back in CGI form.
I'm not laughing at that, guys. Don't worry. I'm laughing at something that's out of context and nothing related to this topic. Actually, I found the clip. I found the part where I was talking about American History X and Disney. It's weird.
Oh, no.
Listen, guys, I'm going to have to make this video. So, no date yet, but fuck nostalgia, High School Musical 2.
Oh, it's happening, baby. The worst commentary ever.
Eventually it'll happen. Anyway, let's, you were
Wait,
telling
is
me
that the
about...
one that we kind of gave up on?
That's the one we gave up on, but it's actually really funny.
No, there is funny stuff. There's funny stuff. Anyway, let's get back to the topic at hand Sean just mentioned. They're gonna resurrect James Dean in CGI. Fuck you, Hollywood. Don't do it.
And you know what's weird? The estate's okay with this.
Fuck you, James Dean estate. Get the shit out of your ears and listen up.
Like,
Don't
James
do
Dean,
this.
okay, I never considered James
There's
Dean
a lot
like
of fat. There's a lot of fat check can get done, man.
Yeah. Like,
What was
there's
that?
I said there's a lot of fat check can get done.
Yeah. So, like, I don't get it. I don't get this whole CG revival of these actors and musicians thing. Like, I remember the estate of Ronnie James Dio, if you're in a metal.
Yeah, Miranda. Yeah.
They, like, resurrected him for, like, virtual concerts or whatever, and it's like,
They
why?
did? Oh,
Yeah.
God. Like, okay.
And it's
You know where it all
horrible.
began? You know where it all began? Tupac. They resurrected Tupac for Coachella. And that's where the shit show really started.
Dun.
They resurrected Michael Jackson as a hologram, and it was really shitty because it wasn't Michael Jackson. It was an impersonator. No. You don't get it. Like, it's not like they had a digital version of Michael Jackson. No, the guy didn't look like Michael Jackson. They didn't care.
They didn't care.
Whitney Houston is a hologram on tour.
If you like what you're seeing, make sure to leave a like. If you want more content, then make sure to subscribe and hit the bell icon to get all the latest updates. Thank you very much, and enjoy.
It's so dumb.
Okay.
It's just dumb.
And they've had this for longer than even Tupac. Like, even though it's not a hologram, they've toured Elvis, where they'll have a concert of his from like the early mid 70s, the Hawaiian concert or something. They will just have a live band playing to a pre-recorded Elvis.
Yeah. I just don't.
And yet, honestly, that's a lot less weird than the hologram. I can accept
I just
that.
don't agree with it.
Here's the thing.
Even if the estates are like okay with this kind of stuff, I just don't agree with it. I know that sounds very biased, but like,
It gets better. I know another fact about this James Dean thing. You know who they were gonna have?
who?
They wanted Elvis. They wanted Elvis instead of James
This is
Dean.
random, but I'm so thirsty right now.
That's okay, man. We've been doing
Jesus
random.
Christ.
I've been saying
Jacob,
random
you
shit
horny
throughout the
fuck.
I
whole
wish I could get
podcast.
some water.
Like Jacob, it's okay.
I know I'm like talking about beverage. Fuck.
Okay,
I know,
Jacob, if
I'm
you want to
fucking
get water, well, look for a nearby water fountain. Go to a nearby sink and get some tap water. Go to a nearby cafeteria and get some bottled
What the
water.
fuck are you doing, Sean?
I don't know.
He's doing because
Dehydration.
But no, seriously, if you want to get water, there's so many. Actually, I don't know about the campus at blank, 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 but I can tell you that there probably are some facilities for water. Either the sinks, which isn't the best.
Go get some water.
Get some water. Get some
Christ's
water.
sake.
We can keep
Shall
this.
return.
No problem. We'll keep this commentary light while this not commentary.
We'll wait to do the article I have here to react to.
What's the other article?
All right, so we'll just continue talking about CG form now until you get what you need. So
yeah, they wanted Elvis Presley to play to do the CG revival thing, which doesn't make sense because Elvis was not a good actor.
No, he wasn't. He was far from it.
But it gets better. They wanted another CGI co-star of a young Paul Newman.
What?
Yeah, I know.
What is it? What is this even for, though? Like, that's what's confusing.
It's a Vietnam movie. It's a movie about Vietnam and dogs or something. But, Vietnam, a thing that James Dean could never have experienced or had an opinion on. And one that Elvis probably didn't give a shit about.
I just love the confusion of this all. It's fantastic.
The thing that pisses me off is okay, the people are like, we were trying to find an actor that could fit the role of this guy, and the only actor we could think of was James Dean. Here's an idea, folks. Get James Franco.
And the freaking director of this thing was like, "Fuck you, I'm right." Like, he's one of those fucking snobs. Like,
get James Franco. Just do that. Just get James Franco. Get James Franco. I don't care if he's too old. It's a better choice if you want your James Dean thing. He can pull off a James Dean impression. I don't give a shit if it's not right. It's better than resurrecting a dead guy. Listen, I'm gonna make this clear. If I'm ever famous, if I ever have a family, and I die and they want a CGI me for a movie, I'm gonna insist in my will that my family have no right. They cannot give away my likeness. They cannot let anyone use it for some CGI double bullshit. They're not allowed to ever. If it's an iconic role that I play, they're recasting that shit because I don't want my dead ass on screen unless it's archive footage that never came out.
I just hear nothing but Matt ranting and Jacob burping at the same time.
It's a beautiful combination.
It describes our opinion perfectly.
Yeah, basically. I rant, you're quiet, Jacob burps. It's perfect.
Anyways, so let's react to an article. So I've never read this, but it's about Mr. Rogers. It's about the Beautiful Day movie.
Oh no.
I'm pretty sure Matt's...
Man, I've drank so much V8 today. I know I have a lot of random thoughts that I like to say at
Jacob, are you
times.
sponsored by V8?
It's just funny.
Hi, my name is Jacob. I'm here with V8. They've paid me to talk about their amazing vegetable juice products. All your vegetables.
Like V8.
Hey, listen, I get it, man.
There's two things I drink: V8 or water.
All your vegetables in one big bottle.
I've been actually trying to lose weight lately, and I've been doing pretty good, but I've been drinking nothing but water and.
Dude, honestly, I know
coffee without sugar.
This is a podcast, so I like to talk about life a little bit more. So, but honestly, drinking only water is not really that bad or hard.
No, it's not.
It's a life choice when you don't do it.
You should try it. You won't feel you'll feel a lot better. I quit soda almost 10 years ago, and I've only drank it very sporadically.
Damn. I didn't realize it was that long.
Well, it's 7.
Okay.
7 years.
Still, some people just make decisions that are important. Doesn't matter
Alright.
when.
So, it's a column piece called "A Beautiful Day is a Great Movie. It just misses the point of Mr. Rogers." That headline intrigued me, and I just want to read this and see if maybe we can sort of see this, perspective. Or
I do have to ask though, has anybody seen A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood?
I know what it's about.
I know what it's about
too.
too.
Story. So this will be interesting.
gonna see it.
Yeah, me too. But I'm gonna try and see Knives Out at some point.
Yeah, I'm supposed to see a movie soon with somebody. I don't know what we're singing.
Yeah.
If I can claim, okay, I'm gonna start reading this, and I'll pause every now and then for reaction. If I can claim no other legacy than this, I am a proud member of the demographic for which Mr. Rogers built his neighborhood and changed children's television. Okay, so we know that she has some background, stuff like
Solid
that. This
beginning.
is from a columnist named Mary.
Nice.
I
nice.
cannot pronounce your last name, sorry. I thought I was perfectly happy with Romper Room, Yogi Bear, Captain Kangaroo, and locally Professor Cool's Fun School, and yada yada yada. Till this guy, okay, so she's just going on with her background and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And, like the show and stuff like that. I went my way through last year's documentary, Won't You Be My Neighbor? Which was really good. I really liked that documentary a lot.
Yeah, I've heard good things about it.
And okay, so I prepared to weep some more during Tom Hanks' Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood, Absurdly Perfect, yada yada yada. I laughed, I cried, I wished Hanks would run for president, and not for the first time. It was a lovely movie, of course. It completely missed the point of Mr. Rogers, at least Mr. Rogers as I and most of the world experienced him. Then how could it not? If it was a movie, and Mr. Rogers was a master of television. The miracle was not that. As a perceptive and stubbornly caring man, he was able to bring grace and illumination to the people he met. It was that he was able to bring grace and illumination to those he hadn't. The wonder was not... Actually, this is not that bad. I thought this would be worse.
So like it's a well-written article that like presents a point of view and doesn't do it
Oh,
in
yeah,
a
it's-
nasty way.
Doesn't feel like a
Wait,
Fox
then how
article.
come?
Ah, Vox. Hi, we have a
why
point
are
of
we
view.
why are we talking? Well, I guess it's
Because,
well,
like,
guess
I
it's-
saw the
well, I guess
headline.
good reviews don't really get attention. So
I saw the headline, and like I thought, oh, this is gonna be interesting, because you know how dumb journalists can be sometimes. Fox.
Shall I tell you a Vox video story? So
Go ahead, because I can't get anything out of this.
I
Okay.
once saw a meme about Vox where it
Go
was
on.
basically making fun of like their like video essay type videos where it's like, here's why you're wrong and every reason you're wrong.
yeah,
It was like a funny meme about like how they present their points as if they're so 100% right.
here's the thing.
That is, yeah.
Two things.
What's this Patrick guy, Matt? You like so much?
Patrick, don't mention that fucking name again. Patrick H. Willems. Here's the thing.
I'm always right and you're wrong. Plot holes don't matter.
He has, outside of the plot holes video, his biopic video has valid points. But he presents him in such a smug, asshole-ish way that I want to punch him in his beret-wearing face, even though he doesn't wear a beret. He's the kind of guy that pretty much probably wears a
Really?
beret every day, and then realizes, oh, I look too much like a snob in this video. Hi, Vsauce. Hi, Patrick H. Willems. No,
It
wait.
does look like Vsauce.
Hi, Patrick H. Willems here. Today, biopics are broken. I hate Bohemian Rhapsody. And
He does like
I
this,
hate...
like, Jacob, if you don't know what Matt's talking about, he does
I
like
don't
this.
know this guy, yeah.
He does like this smug editing thing, and he was popular a little bit for all the wrong reasons. For a video called "Plot Holes," or "You Should Ignore Plot Holes," or something like that. It was
You
talking
should
about.
ignore plot holes.
Yeah,
What?
the guy was basically arguing to ignore plot holes because it doesn't really matter.
I mean,
That was
I
his
think
argument.
It does.
uh,
All right. Well, actually, this is something we could get into because this is something I've heard from my film professors in film school, like where a lot of them have said, like if you bring up like a plot, what's like a popular plot hole? Just for example, so I can explain. it.
This isn't really popular, but I'm thinking of Dark Knight Rises, where
yeah, I was gonna mention that too.
Oh, okay, yeah. there's an
Gordon
easy
Gordon
one.
sending
yeah,
in the cops.
Gordon, sending cops, Batman teleporting, where like my film professors they've talked about like, but maybe that wasn't the point or whatever. Oh, like maybe that's not what the director, or maybe the director intended X. Like I remember one student in my class about Citizen Kane, where it was something about how the rosebud is revealed to the audience, but the actual journalists in the film don't actually ever really know or something.
Yeah.
And and she was saying how isn't it kind of like or something about a like plot hole or plot something about like the plot not being resolved, I guess.
Something like that. Yeah. I think
Yeah,
I know
yeah,
what
something
you're
like
trying to get
that.
at.
And the professor was just like, but maybe we'll just think about how the director intended for you to interpret it.
This movie's perfect. Nah.
Yeah, it's like it's basically it's that mindset. Yeah.
I mean,
Because
look, my feeling
all
is
film professors love that movie.
don't let the
Anyway.
plot holes ruin your enjoyment of the movie. But at the same time, like if you notice
But I
them,
think
it's not wrong to point them out.
Yeah.
It's not wrong to point them out.
No.
So you can't go around all like high and mighty, like don't talk about plot holes because they're not important.
All I would say in a
Like-
polite way is, in my opinion, I don't want to let plot holes ruin the movie. Because yeah, you could probably find a plot hole in Die Hard, which I love to death, or Sinatra even, or just any kind of movie. But you shouldn't let them ruin your experience, you know?
Yeah, unless it's seriously problematic.
Exactly.
I never let it ruin something for me.
Oh yeah, like Dark Knight. It's possible
I
that
think Dark Knight Rises.
that's what I meant to say. Dark Knight Rises. Like,
Well, like some of them can get annoying if you ignore them. Like one thing I've heard about the Dark Knight Rises is like when you bring up how the fuck did Batman just teleport when from the Middle East or whatever, and then they're just like, 'cause he's fucking Batman, bro.
well, I mean, realistically, it's even though it's okay.
Well, like also
Because he's
think about
Batman,
that.
it means
There's
that
a plot hole. There's a plot hole about Gordon sending in a bunch of cops when that's something he normally would never do for this kind of situation he was in. You know, with Bane and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That kind of bothering, but I don't let it bother me per se, only because of the kind of situation it was. But I could see why it's so bothering to people. You know what I mean? Like.
Yeah, I was gonna talk. You know, I feel like it's a man.
I like Dark Knight Rises, even though it's too
Dark
long.
Knight Rises is a good movie. You know, what do you guys think of Justice League?
I
Yeah.
remember.
That's okay.
I think Sean, do you remember the story of when I saw this movie?
I think I might.
When
You might have to tell it
fucking-
again, though.
It was alright, the day Justice League came out in theaters, we had our fucking the recreation of the business card scene due.
Yeah.
Oh no.
I remember
And-
you were having a horrible day.
Yes, and I fucking
we gotta show that to people. Yeah, that shit.
like so basically what happened was when I got home to like export and finish the edit, my fucking video card just gave out, an old one.
God.
It just shit the bed.
I
So
remember seeing you there at the college, just all pissed off, and I was kind of afraid to approach you.
so then I was like, oh my fucking god, now I have to drive all the way back to school just to finish and export the fucking thing. And so I drive back to school, and then I get it done with the help of you actually, because I ran into you at the lab that day.
Yeah, I don't know why that. I don't remember why the hell I was there, but yeah.
And then I was like, dude, this has been so stressful today. I think I'm gonna go to a movie afterwards, and I'm gonna see Justice League or whatever.
I just remember being like, "What movie?" And you were like, "Justice League," and I remember thinking to myself, "Oh."
And then like I finished the movie, and then the next day in class I see Sean, and I'm like, dude, Justice League made my fucking day even worse. After I saw
remember
it.
that so vividly.
Because I remember one time. There's a reason I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut it off like that.
No, go ahead.
No, basically,
Yeah,
I mentioned Justice League because it reminded me of the fact that, remember that time Vox did a video about why the Marvel Universe feels so empty?
Yeah.
I
and it was
remember I
pretty-
wanted to do a parody video where why the DC Universe feels so full. So I just did the reverse artwork of their thumbnail where the Marvel, it's like the Avengers poster with the blank faces. I did the reverse where I used MS Paint art for the bodies and the poster faces. And
I
that's
remember
one.
you showed me this, and I
Fucking-
remember it being the most glorious thing I've ever seen in my whole entire life.
Captain America with like a Chad body.
I just imagine that.
All I'm gonna say is, so that's one Vox story. Now the other Vox thing. So I decided to watch one of their videos. It was a video on the legal age of drinking. And the first thing that
Okay.
gets mentioned is, this is Ronald Reagan with Michael Joseph Jackson. They cut to They cut to all these news stories about Michael Jackson being a child molester, and then they go 1984 Michael Jackson, and then they have like a positive report about Thriller. Here's my problem. The video topic is the legal drinking age being raised up to 21.
Yeah,
all
what
around
does
the
Michael?
country.
What does everything else that has to do with Michael Jackson have to do?
Michael
with the legal age of
Jackson
drinking?
didn't do anything for the drinking age. He didn't say,
Did he drunken his
"Hey,
victims?
listen, you gotta make the legal drinking age 21." He didn't do that. He didn't do that.
I just imagine him walking into like some like not Parliament, but you know what I mean. And
Yeah, into the Congress.
he's just like he walks into Congress and he's just like, make the legal drinking age 21.
You can make it 21.
Really?
Come on, everybody, let's have some Jesus juice. Come on, everybody. That's the whole
Jesus
thing.
juice.
Yeah, I think that was in a South Park parody or something. Anyway, so yeah, that's the thing. It's like, here's the thing. If it was a video on Michael Jackson and, how, and whatever, at least I could understand why he was there. Or it was about it was like a top 10 list of weird celebrity encounters. Ooh. At least that make more sense than, this is a video about the legal drinking age.
Top.
Michael
number
fucking
one,
Jackson.
Macaulay Culkin and MJ.
Yes. What really happened between the sheets? God, seriously.
Ew.
Okay, we're getting a little risque and shocking. The point I'm trying to make is, what did Michael Jackson have to do with the legal drinking age? He
Yeah,
didn't.
good question. What the fuck?
Anyway, so Vox, I'm not gonna say anything. It's not like everything they make is garbage. Well, yeah, everything they make is garbage, but some of it's at least tolerable garbage. It's not the kind that'll give me radiation sickness.
Well, have we run out of things? to talk
I mean,
about?
we could talk about Showgirls for the next 30 minutes. I've got a whole thesis on the whole thing and how it's a really bad satire of Las Vegas.
Well, I guess that's it.
Remember, Sean,
Um,
in that movie, everybody
I could
got
talk
AIDS
about the
and
guy.
shit.
I could talk about the box of urine that triggered an evacuation at a Seattle theater, but
I don't want to talk about that because I don't have any thoughts on that except what. And I mean, I haven't
Well-
seen any movies in theaters, so yeah, we could.
late April Fool's prank. Anyway,
Oh yeah.
jokes on you.
With movies in theaters, expect us to talk about 1917 because I want to see that.
Oh yeah, we're definitely
And
gonna
maybe
see that.
expect one of us to talk about Knives Out.
And I'm supposed to be going with somebody else to see something we don't know what yet, though. So.
Well,
Honestly, all right, it is the end of the 2019 practically, and with the exception of a few films, I feel like this has kind of been a weak ass year.
yeah,
Kinda.
yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
There's
I mean, we've
nothing-
had the big ones, obviously.
We had
but,
we
like-
had
Avengers,
We had Far From Home was pretty good. Not like high up there. It's like the best of the best, but like it was good. Endgame was
Yeah.
really good. I liked Rocketman a lot. Like that was my number one pick this year.
Well, I guess a lot of... I don't know if anybody was expecting this, but a lot of people... I guess some people might expect that we have, like, a top 10 favorite best films of the decade, but that's kind of hard.
Of the decade, holy shit!
Yeah,
Well, the
'cause
decade, it
that's
could be
that's
like-
really fucking deep. Like,
I mean, you could probably go from just pick from 2009 to 2000 to this year.
like that's
Well, I
the
mean,
thing. Like, that's too hard.
I mean,
Oh, I don't count 2009.
That's
Yeah,
no,
I don't
I know,
count
but like I'm trying to think like
2009
top 10 years, like that's all. Unless you want double up on a year.
Just like decade.
Well,
So it would be like 2000 to 2009 or 2010 to 2019.
I guess my point is it's like it's kind of hard to come up with shit like that.
I mean,
you have to take into account a whole decade of film.
Well, I mean, I gotta think of just the ones that left impact on me this decade. So, for me, Hacksaw Ridge, I remember very well.
yeah.
Yeah, that movie was
very
pretty
good film.
Logan. I'd say Logan.
Logan. What else? Whiplash.
Joker. I would definitely say Joker. I know that's
Joker.
I know it's a little too early, but like that really
No, it's
hit
not.
home with me.
That's what you believe, you know.
Joker, Whiplash.
Whiplash was great.
Baby Driver.
Oh shit! How did I forget Baby Driver?
Hot Fuzz. Scott Pilgrim versus the World.
Scott Pilgrim was this decade?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's 2010.
Wait, no. Wait, I think it was 2009. I'm gonna double check.
No, it was 2010.
2012? Okay, yeah.
2010.
2010? Wow, we cut it in by like, that much. Wait, I think Hot Fuzz was earlier. I think.
Hot Fuzz was 2008.
Oh well, can't count that one, but
Hot
still.
Fuzz is fantastic. Hot Fuzz is fantastic.
I thought Baby Driver was okay. I'll watch it
Manchester
again.
by the Sea, I love.
I didn't see that
liked-
one.
I'm probably not the best, but Gone Girl, I like that one.
That was good, yeah.
Gone Girl is good.
Yeah, there's a lot. Like
There are a lot of great movies this year.
Oh,
you know? Well, not this year, but this
Interstellar.
decade.
Interstellar, yeah. Holy shit, Interstellar.
You know,
This decade was good. This year though was not.
This
Here's
year
the
was
thing.
weak, but
This
as
year-
the decade, this was great.
you know what? There's a urban. I just want to talk about a couple topics. I just remembered.
Yeah,
Are you
go
ready
ahead.
for biopic showdown? Are you ready for the biopics of the century, boys? Get ready for it. The Bee Gees are getting a biopic.
Hang on, let me get my popcorn and my piss cup because I'm gonna be here for 3 hours.
Exactly. The
Wait,
Bee
who
Gees.
was getting a bio?
The Bee Gees.
Okay.
Yeah. From the same team as Bohemian Rhapsody. So expect
Staying
like
in the
an
line.
accuracies everywhere and some good performances and some good music. Oh, speaking of Bohemian Rhapsody and biopics, there's also going to be
Fake Remy Malek teeth.
yeah, because the Bee Gees were kind
That's
of.
incredibly awkward looking.
Funny thing is, I didn't think. Am I the only one who didn't think they were that fake at all?
Didn't I bring this up in the actual review?
You probably
of the
did,
teeth?
but like,
I think
Probably
I
did. I don't know.
like, am I the only one who just didn't think they were that fake?
I
Compared
think
to
you are.
compared to Freddy's real teeth, they looked pretty fake.
Depends on. It depends.
But anyways, yeah.
No.
don't know where the- I don't know
Oh,
where
I
to
didn't
bring
tell you
this.
about the big one. This is the big one. Michael Jackson biopic.
Oh yeah, it's happening, isn't it?
Why? Why? Just why? Like, with all the
They gotta
things
get
that's
3 actors
happened,
to do that. They gotta get a white guy, black guy,
just
and a
get
slightly black guy.
you get someone who's in between his skin tones, even though it's
I'm
not
joking.
easy and will cause controversy. Because either you're gonna go
Wait,
like,
who?
what?
Michael Jackson.
Michael
They're
Jackson.
doing like a Michael Jackson biopic finally. And I was joking around. I was saying they have to get 3 actors for that.
Here's the thing: it's a hard character to cast, just in terms of physical appearance. Like, because yeah, we could get an actor who looks like an in between of
yeah,
Michael
'cause
from
he-
the bad
'cause
era
you
and the
know.
thriller era, but then you're gonna get the
Black and
people
white.
who will bitch about him
Da-da-da-da-da.
like in makeup
Dun-
the entire time.
dun-
Okay, so in
Well, I
20,
mean, there's a lot of people believe the myth that he bleached his skin when it was actually vitiligo.
Well,
Yeah,
yeah,
exactly.
there was a. I remember.
Yeah.
I watched like an old news article about. They were like, "Was Michael Jackson white now, or is he bleaching himself white?" Like this is when Bad was coming out,
yeah,
and people didn't know about vitiligo,
not
so
really.
it was very interesting watching.
All
that
I'm
and
thinking is,
people
like, because
hearing
here's
the
the thing.
perceptions.
I'm just thinking about casting again. How do you cast this part? Because like, either
You
A,
got 3 different actors, Matt.
because if they try to make an actor who's like in the middle of both of Michael's skin tones and they put him in makeup for most of it, people are gonna complain because
People are gonna complain no
well,
matter
you know what? No, here's the thing. The reason why the example I was thinking up in my head, the 2 examples were Michael Jackson, played by Joseph Fiennes in that Urban Myths TV series in the UK, and Nia Simone being played by Zoe Saldana. I really, honestly, look, who are they going to cast to play Michael Jackson? It's impossible. It really is. and not only that, but like you got like you're gonna try and fit 50 years of his life into one movie. It's hard to do. Anyway, that's all I gotta say about that.
And that's all I got to say about that.
Well,
Yeah.
I guess that's it. This was really fun, actually.
Oh yeah.
Is that it, guys? Anything else to say?
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm good.
I'm good too.
Nice.
Alright, so this has been Some Film Snobs, and this is your fire chat. This is your fireside chat with Sean Reiner.
My name is Barry Gibb.
What?
Jacob, you do like a
You cut off slightly, Matt, so it sounded like my name is Bear.
Oh.
Yeah,
Let's
that's
try
why
that
I
again.
was. That's why I said what.
Let's try that again. My name is Barry Gibb.
My name is fuck. Can't think of creative
My
name.
So your name is fuck. Can't think of a name. Interesting.
Actually,
That's
I
gotta
thought
look,
his name was
that's
gonna
gotta
be,
look weird on a birth certificate.
Name is Buzz Aldrin.
Buzz Aldrin? Cool. Thank you all for listening.
Thank you all for listening to this fireside chat with the Film Snobs. Catch you all later.